Welcome back to another video, guys. It is March 7th, currently 7:30 a.m. We are up in the North Woods. It's a beautiful morning out. Bluebird skies, the sun is out. It's 7:30 currently, and we got everything loaded up, and we're about to go to a backwoods lake to try to get on some huge perch. This is a private lake on my grandpa's land. It butts up to 3 properties approximately, and just to give you a little background, we fished this lake once last ice season, and we caught some nice big perch. Not a lot, but some quality fish and a lot of smaller ones. And then we were there this ice season in December when it was kind of warm and foggy, and we did pretty good as well. A lot of small fish, but we did bump into some pretty big fish. So we're gonna give her a try. It's March 7th, and hopefully we get on some nice ones. I'm going to be using the finicky foolers, 2 of those, and I'm going to be jigging. So the last few times I've been out there, I really just been using some big shiners, but there's really no bass in here. The lake kind of froze out 2 years ago approximately, and one of the owners on the lake's been stocking it with some perch, panfish and stuff. So there's really no more bass left in it. I remember my very first time fishing this lake when my grandpa bought the land. First cast from shore, caught a bass, and we'd go out there in the john boat and we'd catch 20 plus bass in an hour. It was just loaded with fish. Nothing too big, but there was always big panfish in there. But right now there's definitely a lot of small ones with everything dying off and being restocked, but there's some big ones, and those big perch, they fight very, very hard on a jig pole. It feels like you got a bass. So I'm pretty excited to get out there. We got some crappie minnows, and we're gonna set those up. We're probably gonna be fishing in 10 to 16 feet of water. It's a small lake, probably, I don't know, 10, 20 acres in the backwoods. So we got the 4-wheeler. Can't really take the side-by-side back there in the woods. So 4-wheeler is gonna be doing the trick today. This week we just got 4 inches of heavy wet snow, and there's a hard crust on it right now. Hopefully that doesn't affect the ice too much. I'd rather have there be no snow, and it did rain before we got all this snow. So we got the spud bar just in case, but we're gonna take our time out there, and hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, we made it. This hill's always a pain in the butt to get up, so I'm gonna bring the minnows up. Already lost the lid on the way here on the county road. But here's the lake. Looks like one of the guys out here was fishing right in front where we were having a lot of our luck earlier this year. But we're probably gonna fish right out here, maybe put some finicky foolers on this shoreline. It's gonna be interesting because I have that underwater camera now, and last time we were out here I didn't have that. So I really want to know how many fish are actually down there, because on the flasher, I mean, it just lights up with fish. So it'll be really interesting to see all the fish with the Markham underwater camera, and then what's actually on the bottom for weeds and stuff, if they're tall weeds or if they're like matted down. But this is like one of the only lakes up here that I can get on huge perch, and I'm very lucky to have access to this. A lot of the other lakes I fish around here just have those small little 3-4 inch perch, and back at home I live close to Green Bay, but it's kind of intimidating with all the people and just the big body of water. I really don't have any interest of going out here. Plus, I'd much rather be up here in the middle of nowhere, peace and quiet. So we're gonna get the four-wheeler out here, drill a couple holes to make sure the ice is good. I mean, it looks good. There's no really slushy spots that you can see poking through, but I'm sure it'll be a little slushy once we get down here with the four-wheeler. But I don't know, it looks promising. Pretty excited, so stay tuned. All right, guys, drilled my first hole out there, got the ATV out there. Plenty of ice. There's a hard crust on top with a little bit of slushiness on the bottom, as you can tell from the tire tracks. You can definitely tell when drilling that the ice is getting softer, cuts way easier. Oh, we're gonna set up right here in front of our landing, and hopefully get on some fish. Stay tuned. Well, guys, we just popped 4 holes. It's gonna be beautiful today. A little bit of snow on the trees, a little bit of snow on the lake. It's pretty easy walking, and it's gonna get up to 38 today, and the sun's gonna be out, so it's gonna be nice. Got a little sweated up on the way in, pulling the sled up the hill and stuff. Of course, I couldn't make it with the trailer, so I didn't hook the trailer and pull the sled up. But we're just in a sweatshirt and bibs right now. It's beautiful. We're gonna get those finicky foolers in and start jigging. There's definitely fish down there too. I can see one coming right off the bottom. A couple decent marks as I'm dropping this down. Some huge marks, actually. Wow, there's one coming up for it already. Seems pretty aggressive, actually. I sure hope that's a good sign. We're gonna get this set up quick. Definitely a bunch of fish looking at it. I know you guys can't see the screen, but there's some nice marks down there. That's exciting. All right, guys, I'm just gonna I got this little bullfly jig on here that I've caught a lot of my panfish on this year, and we're just gonna tip it with a minnow. I did that the other weekend. Caught some crappie on it. Caught crappie on both just the bear treble and this jig with the minnow. See which ones they prefer. I don't know, maybe this jig will get a little more flash and attract them a little better. We will see. This one's going down. This one's good to go. Not sure if I really need these whole covers, but they're freezing up a little bit. I'm sure once that sun comes out, it'll be good. Let's start jigging. Alright, guys, we're in 16 feet of water. I'm gonna start with this chrome bullfly jig. I was catching quite a few fish on it last weekend, and tipped with a wax worm. Last time we were out here, we were using a white one. Should be pretty similar, I'm hoping. But let's just see here. First drop it down. Let's see what's down there. There's definitely a fish suspended in 11 feet of water. I wonder if that's a bunch of them or if it's one mark. Because if it's one fish, it's a big fish. It looks like there's a couple marks suspended. Here comes one. Hopefully they got some size to them. You wouldn't think they're perch if they're suspended this high up in the water column. They're just all staring at it. First fish. Feels incredibly small. Little bluegill. There's a lot of fish suspended. I'm thinking it's all these little ones. Well, we didn't get skunked. little guy. That's number 2. And they're not getting bigger. It's the first fish I have seen that's come off the bottom. Just bit. Feels like a perch. Nope. Thought it was gonna be a little perch. Little sunfish. Well guys, we just drilled 2 holes closer to the shoreline here. One, you know, probably 30 yards and one 20 yards away. Oh, we got flag too. But we're marking a lot of fish down here. Let's go check this flag. Finally, I've been just waiting for one of these to pop. I didn't think one was gonna. Hopefully we got a big perch. Gosh, I hope we got a big perch. The anticipation has been so high. Doesn't look too promising. No fish. Minnow's still there. Dang. Well, it had to be some kind of perch. Might not have been a big one. Alright guys, back to jigging. Like I was saying, before that flag popped, we're in a little shallower water closer to shore. We're just gonna, I think that's where the fish are. And we're already marking fish. The fish are not out deep. Not a lot of structure out there either. A lot of mud. Bottom. Definitely a crap ton of fish. Probably all small. That was a bite. Alright, let's see what we're messing with down there. I'm curious to see what we can see with the camera. And to see if the bottom's a little more weedy. Based on the flasher, it looks like it might be a little weedy. But that could just be a bunch of fish. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a good sign. Huge tree. Like I said, there are trees near the shoreline here. That thing's gnarly. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. Come on. I don't see really any fish suspended under it. Which is surprising. I think there would be. I think I see some little ones. Yeah, there's a little one possibly. Yep, there's some little ones. A couple. Quite a few. Just looking at it. It's pretty dark down there. It's still a mud bottom. fish right there. Bluegill. Oh, there's a perch, I think. And that might be a bluegill. That's a bluegill. Never mind. Quite a few, as you can see. They're all small though, I think. If only they were as big as the camera made them out to be. Well, it's fish. The big one's gotta be around. Last time we were out, we caught some bigger bluegill too. I mean, definitely a lot of small ones, but there was a few big ones. It'd be nice to catch a couple. I think we just gotta keep hopping around. Putting in our time and drilling our holes. Oh, we just got a flag. Just popped. I'm gonna bring this with. Maybe the bite's gonna pick up here as the sun gets higher in the sky. I haven't caught a perch, so I'll come a perch with the camera. Oh yeah, there's a nice one. Rod's bending over. Come on, man. Stay on. Please be on. Don't feel anything. Nothing. Gosh darn it. There's a good one on there. Freaking rod was, he just didn't get any hooks in him. Son of a gun. That was a big perch, I think. That was what we were after. I was running up to it, the rod was just bending over. Dang. That one came racing up out of the weeds for it. That's a decent one. Nope. Just a lot of fight in them. Freaking hit that thing hard. I want to say that's the one we saw with the underwater camera. Kind of looks like it. Sunfish. Ooh. Biggest one of the day. Decent little perch. Finally, I think that's one of the ones we saw down there with the camera, but that's what we're after. Definitely not a giant, but it's one of the decenter fish of the day so far. It's the biggest one of the day, and it's the target species. That's a good sign. Maybe we'll have to move the finicky foolers over here. I'm just going to keep hopping around. I know it gets shallower at each tip of the lake here. There's a kind of a tip over here, and then there's a tip over there, which I know is weedy. But there's a lot of fish down here right now. There's no size, but maybe if I work a little farther out in some deeper water, there'll be some of those bigger ones. But who knows, there could be a bigger one down here right now lurking. We're just gonna get closer right to the bottom and hopefully get another one here. Little one. There's so many fish down there, I can't even see my bait. It's just crazy the amount of small fish in here. If these fish keep growing, this lake will be crazy one day. Ooh. This one feels a little better. Perch. About the same size as that last one. Second perch. Fat little guy. Well guys, our third flag just went up as I was drilling holes kind of in the direction where I started this morning. It seems like every time I drill holes, we've had a flag, which is kind of funny. I hope there's a fish on this. Third flag. Yeah, it's not looking too good. And there might be something nibbling on it right now. Nope. Minnow is gone. May have just ripped it out of its mouth. 3 flags, 0 fish. Oh guys, with that same flag, it's up again. And I put a huge minnow on that. One of the bigger crappie minnows. This is the 4th flag, and we have yet to catch one. I really hope we can connect on this one. Wow, there's freaking fish around. They're down there. Looks like it's peeling some line a little bit, actually. Yep, we got him. Finally. We got a decent fish on. Look at that. That guy absolutely choked it. That's what we're after. Holy crap. That's a jumbo. That is a jumbo perch. Look at that bait all the way down there. It's gonna pop out nice and easy, it looks like. It's probably one of my biggest perch on this lake for width-wise. That thing is huge. Finally. Look at that minnow, still good. That's one of the biggest minnows, and it worked. Look at that fish. Thing's a blimp. Yes, finally. I was drilling holes, working my way back, and this one went up, and I think I just ripped it out of the fish's mouth, and I put it back down with a bigger minnow, and I was just about to start jigging again, and we catch this blimp. I think this was the 4th flag, and we finally connected. Look at that thing, that's crazy. Backwoods, small lake. Finally. That is awesome. We're gonna get a picture of this guy and let him go. All right, guys, we are gonna put this guy back. Got some good pictures. Absolute tank. There he goes. Well, guys, we finally got a big one. We just caught that one on the finicky fooler, and boy, does it feel good. My day is made. We were probably out here for at least 2.5 hours before we caught a big one, and it feels good. Goal is accomplished. Hopefully there's many more to follow. The finicky foolers seem to be picking up. We've had 4 flags, I believe. Finally had a fish connect. That fish was a blimp. It wasn't a long one, but that thing was round. So it feels really good to get one on the ice. We put her back so she can do her thing. I'm sure she was full of spawn. But boy, that was fun. Hopefully we're lucky enough to connect with a few more today. There we go. Here's a nicer fish. Not super big. Oh, a decent perch though. It's one of the, it's a long and lengthy one. Kind of a big head on him. Nice. It's the 4th perch. Well guys, that fish came in 16 feet of water, 14 and a half feet of water. It's the first fish I've caught since that big perch. It's really been slow. It's probably been almost an hour. Little sunfish. Alright guys, we're going to do a little mid-morning update here out on the private lake. It's 10:30. Wind's picking up a little bit. Bluebird skies, sun's out. We're in the sweatshirt and bibs. It's beautiful. Glad we're on a smaller lake. It's a little gusty. I'm sure it'd be much worse on a bigger lake, but we're going to stay out here for a few more hours for sure. I'd like to get a couple more of those big perch. We got that one on the finicky fooler. Haven't had a flag since. I'm working my way back over to where I originally started, where I have my finicky fooler set up. Probably in the 16-foot range, and the fish are definitely not in that 16-foot range like they were in December. A lot of my fish that I'm marking are in that 10-foot range, and that's where I caught that perch, in that 10-foot range. So just checked all my foolers, the 2 I got out. Minnows are still good, and drilled some holes around here in that 10-foot range. And we're gonna get jigging again, so stay tuned. All right guys, I just drilled about 7 or 8 holes in a grid pattern. I really have worked this whole shoreline pretty well where I came in straight ahead here, and I worked my way that way, worked my way this way a little bit, now kind of worked my way this way a little more. Previously we drilled our first couple holes in here, now they're that way, and then I think eventually I'm gonna work my way across. So the finicky foolers have been pretty dead, so we're gonna start jigging. All right guys, it's almost noon, and this is my last hurrah. It's been well over an hour since I've caught a fish, and I just drilled a bunch of holes in a line heading over to this opposite shoreline. So we're gonna kind of start in the middle and I'll work our way closer and see what happens. And if nothing happens, we are gonna be heading out of here, probably ending the video and going to a different lake. So hopefully you can either catch some fish in these few holes I just did, or a flag goes up on a cooler or something. It'd be nice to catch one more big one. Well guys, we are gonna call our quits, I think. I might eat lunch quick out here, just let those minnows in the finicky cooler sit down there while I eat. Then we're gonna pack up and go to a different lake. Just jig these last couple of holes, and most of the holes today in general, I was marking a lot of fish. There seems to be all these small schools everywhere, but they're all really tiny fish. We saw them down there on the camera. A lot of small bluegill, a few small perch we saw. Ended up catching 4 or 5 perch, only in the one big one, and then I don't know, 5 small bluegill or something. It was a grind. I definitely had higher hopes out here, especially with the finicky foolers. Like I said before, I really thought we'd get on a decent bite. We only had 4 flags, and that last flag was the jumbo. So definitely not going to be back out here until next ice season. So it was fun to get out here one last time, even though it wasn't what I expected. It was fun. I mean, we did catch that one big one, which I'm glad we did. It was a really fat fish. I don't know, probably 10-11 inches. Not super long, but it was fat. So we're gonna enjoy our lunch. We got some spaghetti, and hopefully maybe the flag will go up, but then we're gonna pack up and head to a different lake, and that'll be the end of this video. So you probably won't hear back from me unless something happens, but other than that, Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next video.